There are certain books about ghosts that demand our attention. Either they fall into the classic ghost story category, a timeless and captivating genre, or they belong to magical realism, where spirits and apparitions seamlessly interact with the living world. But here's what makes Daisy Rockwell's Alice Sees Ghosts stand out. Despite its title and supernatural elements, it firmly plants itself in the realist tradition. We get rich details, like Alice brushing her teeth or the color of her nightgown as she crouches in the garden, grounding us in everyday life. Yet, Alice sees her deceased grandfather wandering his part of the family estate, a ghostly figure who's far more than just a spectral presence. This isn't just the mood, it drives the plot forward. Alice must uncover the secret her grandfather left behind. Another family in the hills of Missouri, accompanied by her fiancé Ronette Roy, a psychiatrist and first-generation American. She travels to India, where her grandfather's ghost appears again, though mostly as atmospheric flair rather than a source of new revelations. Imagine the difference between receiving a letter from a departed relative and having that relative's ghost silently leafing through an atlas in your ancestral home. Rockwell chooses the latter, evoking mood and mystery over straightforward exposition. Choosing to weave such a supernatural thread into a realistic framework is a bold, audacious choice, a literary chutzpah, if you will. This Yiddish term perfectly captures the brash confidence that allows American citizens to call themselves Americans, even though the North American continent hosts 22 other independent countries. It's also the kind of guts it takes for Rockwell to feature the winner of the International Booker Prize badge so prominently on her book's cover. That said, if you're curious about what Gitanjali Sri, who shared the prize with Rockwell, thinks of Alice Sees Ghosts, she praises it as a gripping saga unearthing the dark, deeply human secrets of a family spread across 2 continents. Right from the first page, we're told Alice speaks with precise diction and elaborate sentence structures due to a prolonged period of silence or near silence in her past. But, and this is the part most people miss, the novel never fully follows through on this. Alice's speech, post-aphasia, reads like smooth, polished novelese, the fictional language many novelists craft for their flawless, often too perfect characters, who never stumble or stutter except on rare quaint occasions, like Alice's brief of why. The initial silence becomes a convenient plot device that leads her to Dr. Roy, who, enamored by her enigmatic quietness, falls in love with what he perceives as her nonness. This concept of nonness is a literary double-edged sword. On one hand, it risks leaving readers disoriented or emotionally distanced, dangling over an abyss of ambiguity. On the other, it invites readers to fill that empty space with their own emotions and interpretations, a collaboration between author and audience. The root as Alice's silence, an emotional void, parallels her troubled mother, Claire, a self-centered alcoholic resistant to her daughter's desire for independence through work. This fractured familial background sets the stage for Alice's introduction beside her dying grandmother, Nanette, a character reminiscent of the oppressive matriarch in Lorca's House of Bernarda Alba, while her mother spirals into drunken rage in another room. Nanette's passing shakes the family's foundation, prompting almost theatrical appearances by affluent uncles with names like Stormton during a will reading reminiscent of an Agatha Christie mystery. Alice inherits control of the family wealth, but doesn't ask the critical questions. How much money is at stake? And will it be enough to support her and the extended family, long accustomed to the matriarch's generosity? Perhaps she's distracted by her ghostly experiences. Alice arrives in Kolkata amid a devastating flood and finds herself stuck with Dr. Roy's taciturn father, a Bengali professor of English literature who, like the ghostly grandfather, is a man of few words, but offers vital information about hidden property deeds. Yet, beyond that, he reveals little, embodying the stereotypical reserved Bengali intellectual. In a clever inversion, the novel reverses cultural expectations. Alice is the aimless wanderer born in the US, while Ronit, the Bengali son, is the ambitious, accomplished medical professional. Alice channels the spiritual, supernatural world. Ronit embodies rationality and science. The author sends another reminder to the reader. Expect contrasts and tensions ahead. So, does Rockwell's novel truly rock? It generally succeeds, though it could benefit from tighter editing. At times, Alice or Ronit simply repeat earlier information without adding new layers or playful narrative distortions that can enrich a story. Still, some raw, visceral scenes disrupt the polished surface of Bostonian or near-Bostonian upper-class life, featuring acts of theft, vomit, and screams that Rockwell presents unflinchingly and without moralizing, allowing readers to fully engage with the messy humanity beneath. The reviewer behind these insights is both a poet and novelist, lending a nuanced perspective to this literary exploration. Alice Sees Ghosts by Daisy Rockwell is published by Bloomsbury and priced at 699 rupees.